Hello. So, in response to the reflection for this unit, how do your values, faith, and beliefs shape your view of women's role in leadership, both inside and outside the domains of religion? I really wasn't raised going to church or seeing that women did or did not have a role in the hierarchy in church. So the first time as like a young teenager when I attended a Catholic church service, I didn't really understand why women weren't priests or why they weren't in power in the church. And I then was really curious growing up, like why women aren't cardinals or why can a woman be the pope. And as I got older, I realized that it's rare to find women in a position of great power in an organization, in the church, in any job really. And in religion, I think it's the same, since that the origin of religion is old and it goes back from like hundreds of years, and so women were barely considered, in human back in those days, unless they were having children or they were cleaning or they were wives. Like women just had a different role back in like medieval times, or even like back in the ancient times when religion was formed. So unfortunately, I think the domains inside the domains of religion, women are really non-existent or looked down upon. Does this differ in my view of women's roles in sports? It doesn't differ in my view of women's roles in sports because I definitely don't think women's sports are as highlighted in media or as popular than male sports. A perfect example of why I view women's roles in sports behind men's sports is the U.S. women's soccer team, who they've won gold medals and they've gained global exposure in the world of soccer, and they're paid significantly less than the men's team. And I think that's a huge example of how undermined the role of women's sports is compared to men's sports. My views does not differ because women in society have to fight for positions of power, acknowledgement, and equal opportunities constantly. And gender equality is a changing topic, and it's changing for the good. And that women's opportunities in sports, church, and jobs are growing numbers. And from the PowerPoint, it shows that women are still significantly behind, though. For example, in 1908 in the Olympics, there were no women events, but there were 50 male events. And hundreds of years later, in 2008, there were 137 female events and 178 male events. So, women's roles in sports and in everything are changing, but they're not going to compare to male images because those are so far ahead already. Thank you.